Welcome back. You tuned in the final segment. Oh, time flies when you're having fun. Hey, you tuned into the final segment of Inspired Afternoons with me, your host, Mariam Mia. And I think in Ramadan, for lots of people, not being able to brush your teeth in the morning when you wake up is the challenge. But we know that because our deen is a perfect deen, a complete deen, a way of life. Also, there's a hadith into the something to the effect, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, where it's been narrated that it is said that the scent or emanating from the mouth of a fasting person to Allah Ta'ala, it smells more beautiful than that of the scent of musk. So just to show us how beloved Allah loves it, that when our mouths are dry, there's minimal saliva in our mouth, our throats are thirsty, we feel self-conscious that maybe we don't have the best of breaths, we feel self-conscious to speak, but in Allah's eyes, Allah acknowledges our sacrifice. Allah loves our sacrifice, that we are doing this in obedience to Allah. So even that smell then in to Allah Ta'ala is narrated, giving us comfort to say no. We might be self-conscious, but to Allah it's a scent more beautiful than the scent of musk. And we know how beautiful musk smells. And also musk you can't just get anywhere. I mean, from a deer, in a special sack from the deer, we're getting the musk. But also what happens is it's not, but then having said that, it's not a time that we should then just neglect or throw oral healthcare out of the window. And sometimes you hear people say, my tooth is sore, or my teeth are paining, or then you have something in a gum or abscess or some sort of oral difficulty challenge then flares up during the month of Ramadan. So here we are. I brought in the big gun, so they speak. So the a professional in oral healthcare, and also another Kingred sister. So it's like a family of sisterhood show this afternoon. I've spoke to beautiful, beautiful sisters and paid honor to a sister who's incarcerated, our beloved sister Afia, by way of her lawyer. And now I've got another sister who she and I have been doing a lot of behind the scene work in terms of to support our brethren in Palestine. But today, in her capacity for her real job, what she's known as, I've got Dr. Faheema Ismail with me, and she's going to give us valuable tips. It's second of Ramadan, so we get into the good oral healthcare regimen. So I've got Dr. Faheema Ismail to tell us about optimal oral hygiene during Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Inspired Afternoons, Dr. Faheema Ismail.
Walaikum salam. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. I think
So,
it's a topic that is really prevalent, especially since it's the second of Ramadan. And like you said, most people are conscious about their breath, especially because we're fasting. And during the day, we shouldn't really be brushing our teeth.
so tell me something. You know, there's always this debate when you wake up in the morning, do you brush your teeth first before you partake in your suhoor meal, or you brush after, or you do both, or brush first and then do a good rinse of the mouthwash on it? So, what should we doing when, I mean, the evening one, will it's easy to brush at night, but when we wake up, that suhoor time, please, can you give us some advice? When is the optimal time then to brush our mouth when we wake up for suhoor?
Okay, so basically, if you're asking me, you're asking someone that's really conscious about brushing teeth. And generally, like when I wake up for Tahajjud Salah, I'll brush my teeth. And after suhoor, I'll brush again so that I know my mouth is fresh. And I hate having a mouth that's not brushed. But yeah, the minimum that you need to do is after Sehri, brush your teeth. And inshallah, then make a niyat for fasting and then carry on for the day.
So, is there such a thing as overbrushing? Can we do both? So, can we do it when we wake up? Because I'm one that needs to brush my teeth as soon as I wake up, right? So, I'm that person. And then I use a mouth rinse. I'm in my flossing and swishing just before the time is for our fast to begin and sort it out. So, I floss and I rinse at that time and not brush also, because maybe I'm late there. But when I wake up. And the easier thing is overbrush. Can we do it at both times if time permits?
Basically, yes, you can do it both times. Overbrushing only really means that you shouldn't be brushing incorrectly because a lot of people feel the harder they brush, the cleaner their teeth will be. And with the result, they use incorrect toothbrushes, the technique is not right. So the amount of times you brush, that doesn't matter, but the way you brush, that's what matters. And what I would advise is after iftar, you could brush your teeth, and then before you go to bed, make sure that you floss, brush your teeth, and use a mouthwash. I wouldn't really use a mouthwash after Sehri because sometimes it does tend to dry your mouth a bit, and the whole day you don't want to be sitting with a dry mouth.
Okay. And then tell me, in terms of dental work or having dental procedures done in Ramadan, which will not make your render your fast null and void, what what is allowed in terms of this, so you know that you'll be sure nothing goes down your throat. So, what type of dental work can you do in Ramadan whilst fasting?
So basically, if all dental treatments are allowed in Ramadan, also taking the anesthetic doesn't invalidate your fast. So people under misconception that dental treatment will break your fast, but it does not. And if you come in for fillings or even cleaning, we do use double suctions as well to make sure that unnecessarily water doesn't go down your throat. But unnecessarily, also, you don't have to do all dental procedures in Ramadan. Obviously, if it's something that you really need attended to and we need to do it, we can. If there is any doubt, if you feel maybe something might have gone down the throat, I would advise you to fast another one after Ramadan. But shukr alhamdulillah, like that, you don't have to worry about visiting the dentist because it can be done in Ramadan.
Okay, so good. Let's just make sure you said suhoor, very, very important in terms of brushing, correct brushing. Then after iftar, you said, so maybe after your supper meal is a good
Yes.
time just to give your teeth another brush at
And
that
then
time
I
there,
would say before you go to bed is the most important time to brush.
and floss as well.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
And anything else, Sage? Yeah, we want the bottom part. The pearly whites there, the bottom is
Yes.
what we all aim for, right? So tell me any other thing. Is there any? I spoke of that hadith because it always, when I've become self conscious, then I think of this and I stand apart from people and things like that. Is there some way that we can increase maybe the saliva of our mouth in our mouth so that we don't have the dry mouth, so we feel like we don't have a bad breath or unpleasant odor? Is there something that you could do or speak, or what will help
I
you in
think
terms of that?
back to basics again. The most important is to try and revive the sunnah, and what better time of the month than in Ramadan. So all individuals should try and get themselves a miswak, and throughout the
Absolutely.
day use your miswak. The miswak has so many benefits, and especially for your teeth. And you might be conscious and think people are worried about your breath and all of that, but using a miswak, I can guarantee you, you won't have an issue.
And I've got my pen here. I don't know if you have a pen around you, which we
Yeah.
can just mimic as a miswak, because sometimes you can use the miswak incorrectly and then you hurt your gums and then you have the mouth
So the
ulcers that
miswak,
come. So
usually the tip of the miswak, it must be softened so that the bristles start coming loose a bit, right? And then just gently in circular motions, you use the miswak, trying not to overly use it in the gum area. Because sometimes we go a little bit too hard and we start traumatizing the gums and the gums start bleeding. So just gently in circular motions, more on the tooth surface, and the softer the miswak, the better. Try not to use a very hard one as well.
okay, thank you for that. Yeah, because you said more in the middle, and that because, like you said, to prevent drum trauma. So that's why I said, Alhamdulillah, I'm proudly Muslim because our deen has a solution for everything, and we can't brush. not advisable to brush your teeth, especially with strong scented toothpaste in that. But Alhamdulillah, we have our miswak. So everybody, for the remainder of the day, arm yourself with your miswak. It's going to then freshen your mouth and get you all in perfect oral health care as well. So that is now what you do professionally. But people forget that Dr. Faheema is a dentist professionally because she does so many other things in her capacity of serving humanity, trying to bring smiles to everywhere she goes. Um, she's just this person that waves her magic toothbrush, brings smiles to everywhere and everybody where she goes. And one of the campaigns that is very, very close to you and close to heart is the We Care for Oral Health campaign. Please tell us what is that campaign about and who do you target? Who is your target for that campaign?
Okay, so a few years ago, I decided to launch the We Care for Oral Health campaign in Africa as I realized there was a need to actually break the fear of coming to the dentist. And also, my target area is underprivileged communities, the rural communities in South Africa and all over Africa, where they don't have access to even a toothbrush or toothpaste. And I think oral health stems from when you're a little child, and if we can target that sector, we have really won a big battle. And people all over the country, all over the world, miss school, miss work, and it impairs their health significantly if their oral health isn't taken care of. So, this campaign that I launched, I go out to schools across the country. I'm invited weekly. Last year alone, I was invited to about 80 schools. So they call me to educate and empower our youth. And also, my whole aim, like I said, is to break the fear of coming to the dentist, teach people how to look after their teeth. And if I do have the means, I also try to distribute toothbrushes and toothpaste. It is a costly affair. Sometimes I do get sponsors on board, but in some instances, I can't get any on board. And I would like more people to get involved. And when I go to these schools, or in the townships, especially, and in the rural areas, to come along with me. And it's really a remarkable experience to see people actually smiling and not wanting me to leave after I've educated and just brought back a smile to their face.
So then let me ask you this question: when you go to huge marginalized underprivileged communities and that, is having a toothbrush and toothpaste and access to oral care a luxury?
Yes, so we actually take it for granted because we think all households have access to it. But in these communities, like I said, something that's supposed to be a basic necessity has become a luxury. And it is really unfortunate that they are in these circumstances, and we need to alleviate this and bridge the gap so that everybody has access to toothbrushes and toothpaste, because it's not like a sanitary pad drive or something. This targets women, men, children. It targets the entire population.
So, if we want to support Dr. Fahima and bring smiles in your We Care for Oral Health campaign, how do we connect with you to support you? We might have access toothbrushes. I'm thinking, when you go to these luxury hotels, you take your own toothbrush, but they every day they'll give you another toothbrush, and you have a toothbrush there as well. So you have those toothbrushes in excess. But even sometimes you go and you see people are clearing toothbrushes, or some of the stores have 3 for 2 in terms of toothbrushes and things like that. Is there a place we can donate, or even we give you in terms of contribute money towards your campaign? How do we get hold of you and contact
So
you?
you can contact me on Instagram on Dr. Faheema Ismail. I have an Instagram page, and also I have a WhatsApp. You can contact me on there. I have a group where I usually post if I need any donations or which schools I'm going to, and if people want to join me. And not only do I distribute toothbrushes and toothpaste, I also instill healthy eating habits. So when I do go to these underprivileged communities, I try also to take fruit or vegetables, and I give out to each child. and just to make them more conscious of their nutrition as well.
Uh, Mashallah, may the Almighty grant you strength and good health with afia, so you continue showing you care with your We Care for Oral campaign and bring smiles to lots and lots of children all around the country. But more than that, good oral hygiene practice. And we shall certainly take cognizance of the sage advice you gave us with regard to our oral health care this Ramadan. And shukran for joining us on the show and giving us a bit of your time to educate the Ummah on this platform on Salam Media. And I'll leave the parting words and conclusion with you.
Jazakallah so much. And this is a month of mercy, forgiveness, and we are so blessed to witness this Ramadan. And as individuals, we should try to at least make a difference in one person's life, even if it's not to everybody. You don't need to do it monetarily, even if you just volunteer your services and time. Inshallah, Allah will bless you. And in Ramadan, what better month to do so, where all our rewards are multiplied 70-fold. And may Allah reward everyone abundantly in this world and the hereafter for all that they are doing, and take us from strength to strength, accept all our efforts and do it solely for the pleasure of Allah. And let us renew our intentions and try and do as much as we can to uplift and empower our communities, especially in South Africa.
Shukran, Fahima, for coming on and inspiring us this afternoon with your pearls of wisdom and sage words, and as well as educating us on good oral care. May you go well, and uh, may the Almighty accept all our efforts in Ramadan Kareem for the remainder of the month. And yes, like I said earlier, time flies when you're having fun. So it was truly a good, inspirational back in the hot seat here with me. I thoroughly enjoyed my time today on Inspired Afternoons. Looking to connect with all of you next week, Wednesday, same time, same place on Salam Media, your online humanitarian portal, and looking forward to exciting, inspirational content. And I'd like to acknowledge. Uh, an intern. She's an intern, but she's been upgraded to producer of my show. So, Alexis, well done on your inaugural show, producing all by yourself, no assistance. It's been a pleasure. All my guests enjoyed being on the platform, and they are thankful for the good connections you did. And we thank you for good production. And inshallah, looking forward to next week, Wednesday. Until next week, we're going to play out with Brother Dawood Wansby's Scan the Sky and welcome the month of Ramadan. Until next week, peace and blessings, and may you be under the mercy and protection of the Almighty. Shukran for the privilege of your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.